don't fight, chasing shadows in the night. Promises made, but I let them fade. Caught in the cycle, I'm feeling betrayed. Round and round, I'm losing ground. Trying to break free, but I can't see. These negative patterns are haunting me. Nights turn to days, I'm losing my way. Thought I found peace, but it's led me astray. Chasing the high, but it only brings pain. The more I run, the less I gain.
Hey everybody, hey, and welcome to another session of Tarka Say It Again. And today we have a guest with us, and her name is Ciara Quaintance, aka Miss EP. How are you?
I cannot complain today, guys. Good.
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
Yes.
That's wonderful. And she is here today to just give us a lot of information. You know, we've been talking about this music series just every week. Rather, it was a music consultant, music artist. We've had the celebrity hairstylist in, and now we have someone that books talent. Yes, you heard me. She books talent for local artists as well as we call the major artists. Yes, I'm telling it. For The Essence. You all have heard of that. Yes, ma'am. So, whatever you want to start us off with as far as just giving us some background information on you, how you got involved into this booking industry.
Well, I have always done parties since I was a teenager.
Okay.
So even doing parties, I always had a feel for working with local upcoming talent. So at all my parties, I always had whatever artist that was popping in my city, which I'm from Duval County.
Okay, Duval.
So anytime I did events, I always have whatever artist that's popping at the time. This is dating back to 20 plus years ago.
Wow.
So I have worked with plenty of artists from Jacksonville to when I relocated here to Orlando, Florida about 14 years ago. When I came to Orlando, I knew nobody but my family, like 3 family members. But I just happened to get like a little local position with a company called a Monopoly Group, which was basically all the local promoters that came together to form a major promotional group to prepare for All-Star here in 2012, All-Star Weekend. So I end up, that way that like gave me the key to the city kind of sort of, because we had over 20 events throughout the city, from Lil Wayne to Drake to J. Cole, LeBron, you name it. We had multiple events throughout the city, and I met with a lot of the DJs, the different promoters, and the who's of the city, and that opened many doors for me from there.
Right.
So that's how I started working with the talent and the promoters here in Orlando. I ended up getting my double bachelor's degree from University of Central Florida in event management and hospitality management.
She's degree.
And then I focus on live events and community events.
Okay.
So that was the main thing I did. But as time went on, fast forward when it came to talent booking, one of my friends named Antoine, I met him a couple years ago at the Ride and Bid car show. He was there with the artist. And we kept clicking, like kept on going back and forth, because he was just like, the organization of how things was going, it just didn't go well, basically.
Okay.
But from that, me and him ended up becoming friends somehow. So I met him a couple months later. I ran into him in Miami, and he was telling me that he had booked Young Dolph for our upcoming show. And he was telling me who he went through, and basically, after doing a little research, he basically went through someone to get him. Okay. So what ended up happening from that point is those people charged their fee. Then the company that they went through already had their fee, so he don't got charged a double booking fee. And I was like, all we have to do is just call Bigger Rankin. We gonna call Dolph directly. Okay. Like, we don't have to go through someone to go where we can, but let's do it this way. So at that point, it was kind of too late because they already got into bed with each other. Okay. But for future reference, we knew now, like, let's start looking at these contracts and let's try and start going directly through management. And if they have another source, if we have to go through a agency like a creative, like CAA or anyone like that, then we have let's go that route when the artist management tells you. But other than that, it's best to go directly through the source, because you go through someone, you're going to get charged.
Yeah, everybody putting their fee on it because they want a part.
They fee, the mama fee, you know. And so from there, he was like, you know what, Cece, you have some really good relationships, and they're genuine. It's not transactional. So he was like, you should look into starting your own booking firm. So I said, oh, okay. I ain't think about it that way. So then I started looking into other events and reached out to other people that had stuff going on. And I just started using my resources and just started booking. Then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And when COVID hit, I went from literally saying, I'm about to leave my full-time job and go full-time doing events and talent booking. But as we know, the world shut down.
Right.
So once the world shut down, all the events I had from March all the way to October canceled.
Wow.
No money, no event. And thankfully, I didn't step out on faith. I kept my job because something told me to wait. And I did. So basically, when that happened, it kind of like dampened my party a little bit because now I was on the move, and now I got to strategize what's next. So that's basically what happened. I still do booking, not as often that I would like, because it's a lot. It sometimes be stressed, but if they need me to book someone, I can do it. If I don't have the contact, I got someone that can do it.
Right. And just listening to you, seeing that networking, that's a major part of it. It's very important to get out here and network and attend these various events that are out there and build those relationships.
You know, you be outside. I be so motivated. I'm like, look at how she live, Atlanta.
Listen,
I love
we
it.
gotta get this book out there. It's all about those addictive patterns, and just talking about that. What I've noticed, everybody has it. You know, I always say that. That's part of what I say all the time. Everybody has that, and you hope that you're utilizing those addictive patterns for the positive, because that simply thrives on repetition. You know, if you see something working for you, guess what? You're going to continue to do those things because it's working. But when it's not, you got to revamp, you know, reconsider, you know, go back to the drawing board and figure out what can work for you. So, yes, that's a part of it, honey. These relationships.
You have to go out here. They always say your network will help determine your net worth. So
I like it. Say it again.
Your network will help determine your net worth. So, you know, sometimes people may say, I don't like being out. You know, you have some people that don't come outside. They don't do nothing. They got money. Yeah. I ain't mad at you. I'm trying to get like you. But in the meantime, until you meet the right people that's going to connect those dots and fulfill your circle, you have to get out here and network and meet people.
Exactly. So what are some top considerations when it comes to, say, guiding you in your decision making when you are booking talent?
So I have a brunch. I haven't done it in, this is 25, so I haven't done it since 2023. I did it for 7 years. It's called the Dreams Do Come True Brunch. That's originally why I really started booking and didn't know it was considered booking. My very first brunch I had, she was called the Digital Renaissance Woman, and Oprah said every woman should follow her. Her name was Karen Civil. And at the time, Karen was assistant with management for Meat Mills, Nipsey Hussle, and YG. So she had a roster. Everybody messed with her. She was that chick. I loved her. I was following her when I was in college, and I reached out to her and was like, hey, when I graduate, I'm going to do a brunch. It's going to be called Dreams Do Come True Brunch. And when I do that, I would like to have you. She told me what her price was, and she said, okay, let me know. So when I graduated, August 2013, my son's father was murdered 3 months after my graduation. So thank you. So now all my plans has been derailed because I was supposed to go out to do this. And, you know, and I got my 2 degrees. Now it's time to pop off. But now I had to sit down more because now I got to be mom and dad to my 4-year-old son at the time. Fast forward to when it was time to do the brunch. 2 years later, I reached out to her. It's been, at this point, maybe 3 years has passed. And I said, hey, you know, I don't know if you remember me, but I'm ready to do the brunch now. Because I felt like coming to Orlando from Duval County, which they consider Duval County a crab city, a crab pot city. I came to Orlando, and this was a saucepan. Totally different. It was all about who you know, how many followers you have, and how much money they think you have. And I seen that. Like, I seen people that work hard, they got the credentials, and others won't even take them serious because they got 500 followers versus 5,000 followers. And I know people that got no followers, and they bosses more than all these people. You get what I mean? So, you can contest that, you know? But my mentor has way less followers than me, but she is that girl, you know? So, with that being said, I reached out to Karen, and she was like, yeah, I remember you. And she gave me her same price that she told me years ago.
Nice.
And she came and she was amazing. So at that time, I had to go through the process booking her, getting her hotel. Then I had a whole panel of other women, and I had to get their stuff too. And I really didn't know. I just thought it was part of the process of event planning. But in reality, it's talent booking as well. Then I ended up doing Angela Yee, Tokyo Jets. The list goes on. Juju, that's my girl. But going forward in 2023, I had Super Sin. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but she stood me up and took my money and didn't show up to my event.
Okay.
Because they said that she was involved in an accident. But during my event, everyone was on her page and stalking everyone that be with her, and she was at a whole nother branch. So that's a whole nother thing. It burnt me out. I never really spoke on it. Probably spoken at one time, but never went in depth. My whole family, my whole team was like, no, you need to speak on this because you do too much in the community for someone to just do that to you, because it really burnt me out. I lost so much money, so much time. Like, she literally canceled after we sent the back end, and then, well, her manager canceled, sent us our deposit back.
Okay.
We didn't hear back from him for nothing else. They sent us some lipstick, some chapstick, or whatever the hell it was, excuse my language, the next day, which is a big coincidence that you cancel at 1 o'clock, and then I wake up at 8 o'clock and I got boxes of your makeup.
Wow, you already had that in
something. Something didn't work. It doesn't add up, and I still don't know to this day, but it is what it is. God got me. So Prima Donna ended up coming.
Okay.
And we booked her within 24 hours, and she was amazing. But when it comes to talent booking, all that, you got to take all that
into consideration. Yes. But again, back to those relationships.
Yes.
You want them to continue. You know what I mean? You can't do somebody wrong and then expect to continue to be blessed. Just keeping it simple.
You're
like
right.
That.
I mean, it burnt. I haven't did the burnt since then. And I usually do anywhere from 2 to 350 people. People travel from everywhere to attend my brunch.
Got you. And I want you to get back out there, ma'am.
I'm trying.
Listen, this lady here, and let me just say this. I met her via phone, okay? And she took my phone call. Y'all already know when I have a question, I'm going to ask the question. And someone referred her to me. And I picked up the phone, and this personality that you see here, in this session, you know, in this studio, she gave it to me. Like, because she didn't have to answer any of my questions because she didn't know me. We hadn't established a relationship. She just was talking to somebody on the telephone that was asking questions. And she answered my question, and what she didn't know, she researched it, and she got back to me. So I just love that. You know what I mean? Somebody takes your call and you not know them. And you, I'm sure, was giving back to me what somebody had given to you, you know, pouring into others. Listen, I was appreciative. That's why she's sitting in this chair today. Yes. Okay. But how do you handle, because you talked about, you know, the talent, how do you handle like cancellations or challenges? Because you kind of just shared briefly what took place, and it sounds like you just replaced her with someone else. But let's talk about, say, your artist from the I4 Records. Yes, if you can speak on that.
Well, shout out to I4 Records, Big Dave,
I4 Records,
613 Twissy, Richie Rich, and also Tony Boy, which our most recent artist we just signed. I really don't have issues with them because they show up.
Okay.
So I haven't had any issues. Knock on glass, wood, all of that. Yeah. God is good. That a lot of more bookings will come, and we're gonna make sure we do what we need to do. I'm the director of operations for I4 Records, so I try to make sure that the bottom line makes sense, one, but also it looks good for the artist and for the label. Mm-hmm. So I haven't had any problems with them. But in the past, what I have done before, I try to make sure if it has to do with the guest, I try to make sure the guest is accommodated, because if my artist or my talent does not show up, 9 out of 10 is not my fault, it's their fault. Mm-hmm. So if they're real fans of this particular talent, they're going to understand. Mm-hmm. If they're not fans, or if they don't understand, they're going to take it up with the artist. But the promoter, which will be me, will get talked about real bad. That happened when Super Council and they went live. I had people saying, well, I thought y'all said she was in an accident. She's at a party. I thought y'all said she was in...
And they thought you was fibbing, huh?
Yeah, I was on the stage and it was... That's all you hear. And then they stand outside getting emails for refunds.
Whoa.
They're disputing. And during the brunch, I'm like, oh my God, like what's going on here? My mom had to tell someone, off in there. Like my daughter had nothing to do with that. Like that was, if you're such a fan of her, reach out to her and see why she's at a brunch when she got paid to be here.
Wow.
So that was something that I had to experience, but I have never had any other cancellations. For the most part, everyone I have booked showed up. And if they don't, we always reschedule, and it's a reason, which was COVID. No one had, you can be mad at no one, but you can't even be mad at God right now because you don't know what's going on. Yeah. So when the cancellations happened during COVID, most people got their money back or the events got rescheduled. But for the most part, I just try and focus on the guests. Like I remember my very first cancellation, girl, was All-Star Weekend. I will never forget this. I was at Club Firestone, I think that was the name.
I remember that back in the day.
And I was managing it, and it had J. Cole. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it didn't sell enough tickets, which is crazy now if he sell out arenas.
Yeah.
But it was enough to open the doors.
Okay.
But people was pissed. They came from South Carolina. It's All-Star Weekend. Wow. It's now 10 o'clock at night. If they go anywhere else, the ticket's $100, $200. Yeah. And people was mad. So I took my own money, even though I was a college student with no money, and just started buying drinks.
Wow.
Now, let me just buy you some drinks I can't control. I just did what I could at the time. But again, you just got to accommodate your guests, because the goal is when you do your next event, they still trust you enough to return.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I usually do.
Okay. Well, with social media, you're playing a big role today. How has that impacted, like, you selecting your talent?
I have a method. So, like, when it comes to my brunch, I based off how many my followers that's on my brunch page, who they follow. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if I go to, I'm just throwing a name out there, Lisa Ray, and I see that 50% of my followers follow Lisa Ray. I need to bring Lisa Ray. It makes sense. But these talents cost so much money, so of course that makes a difference too. But I usually go off of what I'm interested in, what that talent has going on, how do it reflect me? Because I can't go book just a random talent that does not align with what I have going on. So I always make sure I stick to what aligns with my goals and my inspirations. And that's how I go about. Now, if I'm booking for someone else, it's whatever works for them, because it doesn't matter to me, because I don't have to promote it. My goal is just making sure they get there.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So, in conclusion, overall, what do you think artists misunderstand about the business with the booking, and just general, any artist as a whole?
You have to be active on social media, but also this is 2025 going to 2026. I am old school. Mm-hmm. I am big on still going to put flyers on cars, posters on the wall. I'm going to go sit at the networking events. I don't think that people have got, as my son say, I'm socially awkward. Like, I hate when people say that. But they don't got so comfortable being okay behind social media that I feel that the music game transitions every 3 to 5 years. Okay. The sound of music, right now the girls are taking over. Mm-hmm. The girls got it. Mm-hmm. The girls is popping right now, right? But we don't know if that's going to... That happened years ago. Remember, we had Eve, Lakim, Soleil. You had all the girls. Pepper, right? Yeah. And so it transition goes from the girls to the boys. But long story short, I feel like what they're missing is a lot of them are missing the marketing. A lot of them feel that they need management when they really need investors. A lot of people feel I need a manager because I need my manager to help me get bookings, or I need help paying for studio time. I need help with my pictures or my social media. But in reality, you have different people that does all of that. Mm-hmm. Like Jayoko, that's my hidden gem.
Yeah,
that's my hidden gem. Okay, everyone needs a Jayoko. It takes a team for talent to move up. Unless they can do it on their own. There's one guy here that you got to have on your show. His name is Ladro Cortel. He's about to do something called Droville. Okay. It's going to make history. It's going to be in Edenville in February. I really like him. He gives me like the Lil Russell from Cali vibes. He does a lot of his things on his own in the backyards. It'd be live bands. He's a really dope artist, right? Mm-hmm. And he does a lot on his own. Like, he got his own merch. He brand himself. Like, he's a one-stop shop, right? Gotcha. So I feel like some artists has to build their stuff up. Like Tony got a food truck. He has he got the car wash. He still do his music somewhat. He's getting back to it now. He helped other artists. You invite him to come somewhere, he's going to pull up. Like, he's active in the community. Like, you can't just be an artist no more. Like, because right now it's everyone's trying to be an artist, you know? Yeah. So what's going to make you different to the next 1,000 artists right here in the city that say they the best right now? What you doing? And if you can't sit here and say, well, I'm doing XYZ, I'm doing this, I'm marketing, I have ads running, I have merch going on, I am going to this networking event tonight at Blue Cafe. If you're not saying you're doing that, you're already being left behind. And that's what's happening right now. You can't just be behind a computer no more. I know that's what's been happening the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, but that's not the case no more. And then another thing, they say we don't have gatekeepers anymore. Gatekeepers like the A&Rs, the ones that come to the events and look for artists. These people, we reckon they would sit on their toilet and find people now because of social media. Right. But then when they get you in front of them, they pull your analytics and see that you don't pay for followers, you don't pay for this. Then it's like, okay, because they gonna look for that, and you have to show them, and then they have to determine is it even worth the. Are you an asset or a liability?
Wow.
It's so
I didn't know they pull that. Your analytics.
They're gonna pull it. Are you paying for it? Are these real? I remember when Instagram snatched everybody ghost followers, and I forgot what follower I was following. He went from like 500,000 followers to like 100,000. He brought his followers, but you know that's why you can't always depend on social media. Because
people see that right away and automatically assume.
No, I hate when people hide like their likes, and not hate it, but it's nothing wrong with hiding those and stuff like that. But if you're really trying to go to the table, they're gonna want to see your analytics. So if you're gonna solely depend on social media and make yourself be like, I am popping on social media, and then you expect to go to the table to a record label, they're gonna want to see your analytics. And ain't no gray areas with numbers.
Right. Well, hey, I learned something.
You know.
Breaking it down for us, but I think that's definitely good for them to know what they're looking for. If they're looking to be an aspiring artist.
Again, you gotta be more than just an artist. Like, you have to be more than just an artist now. Like, some can just be an artist, but again, it's nothing wrong with having different stamps. Like, I'm big about community. I push all my artists. What are we doing this quarter for your community? If you're from the hood, you need to make sure you give back to your hood. So when you do blow up, you can still go back to your hood, and they're gonna love you. Yes. At the same time, your hood can kill you because you see that happens a lot too. But I just feel that you're supposed to always give back because I'm a giver. Right. I work with kids. So I just try to make sure that, like, my artists, Richie and Twissy, for back to school, we went to where they're from, Crosstown. We paid for the boys to get their haircuts. We gave them pizza and free ice cream for the whole day Thursday. And just hung out with them at the barbershop. Right. That was so much fun. Right. Like, I had a great time, but I feel like that's something that I just choose to push my artists to do is community-based initiatives. Right.
So if you can take us out with your handles as well as giving us some upcoming events.
Yes. So this is after Classic, so I should have came before Classic. But we just had our soft opening of our 4 studios, which is located off of John Young, LB McLeod. With Bigger Rankins and DJ Kool-Aid, and right now we're trying to make that a creative hub. We have a podcast room. We have a room that you can better do your visuals. We have a little small event area as well. So if you want to come and do like band rehearsal or maybe do a large podcast recording, you're able to do that as well. We have an A, B, and C room. So if you ever want to come, you're more than welcome. Yes. But we're just trying to make that a creative hub and bring the city together because as you can see, not sure you're into hip hop or not. I'm a hip hop girl. In Dallas right now, like everyone has their time. Right now, Dallas, like they have Montana 700, Mayor Honcho, Zionel Doe. Like they're a group of friends, and they building each other up, and they working their way up. That's working for them. In Detroit, you have some other artists that's doing the same, building each other up. It's working for them. Like the Sada Babies, the Skilla Babies, like they're working with each other. Atlanta had everybody. A lot of people has passed away, but they built each other up. You had the Roccos, the Futures, and they had it going. I'm from Duval County. We had Young and Ace, My Baby Lil Papa, and a couple. I'm missing a bunch of them. But besides the drill music, the ones that was together, they built each other up. Right. So in Orlando, you have so many talented artists. And sometimes they don't build each other up. Right. So we're trying to transition that we're going to build each other up. If one get on, others can come. But right now, if you just pulling from each other, no one's going to get to the top. We got to keep trying to pull each other down.
Well, I love to hear that and the idea behind it all, because that was one of the things that myself and Pretty Rico, when he was here,
That's my boy.
we were talking about that, because I was like, you know, you look in Georgia, you look in New York, and, you know, the various artists, and like you say, they're lifting each other up.
Yes.
One get on, then the rest of them.
Yes.
But you look right here locally in Orlando, and it's like,
they get along. You have some that get along, but it's like, I don't know. Like, and then again, the artist has to do the work.
Yeah.
If you're not doing the work, you can't get mad when this one go up here and you still here. Like, and then you can't expect him to come grab you and you still doing the mediocre.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Because the talent is here.
Yes.
You know, and throughout the years, just growing up, we've had various ones that have been on the various stages, but it seemed like it just didn't go to the next level, if that makes sense. You know?
It takes money though. This stuff costs.
Yeah.
It costs. You know.
Yeah.
You promoting your book costs a lot of money, you know?
It does.
So,
it does.
you know.
With travel and all of that.
And you just pray that God's going to bless you tenfold with it.
Right.
And He is.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, you heard it right here in the office of Tarka said again, Miss Ciara Quaintance, a.k.a. Miss EP, the talent booking agent herself, the artist manager herself, as well as the community builder herself. Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
I do have one thing.
Okay.
So I do have my King Foundation, Kids in Need of Guidance and Grace. We focus on children that have lost their parents or lost a parent to unforeseen circumstances. Doesn't matter if they died from suicide, homicide, doesn't matter. We just try to build them up and do different events quarterly and partner with other nonprofits and just do different things. Currently, right now, we do have an initiative running up until February 1st, so we're collecting any prom dresses and also suit. So anyone that's interested and they want to donate any dresses that you don't wore and can't wear them again because you don't post it on Facebook and Instagram. So if you want to donate them, I will meet you and get them. We're doing a community give back with the News for Jacks and Closet by Design in Jacksonville at the end of February. It's going to be a big event, and the kids can just come and they can choose what they want and take it home and do whatever they need to do to prepare for prom. So I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. Yeah.
And that time is coming, so I'll get with you on that. All righty. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to YouTube, iHeartRadio, as well as Spotify. You all have a good one.